Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Herschel Talkers. We're coming up on week 9 of the college football season. We skipped last week because the Dogs were on a bye week. Coming off that disappointing, embarrassing 36-16 loss at Baton Rouge to LSU, but got the cocktail party coming up, Georgia versus the Gators. Also, I was planning on going down there with Big Sean and Tide, but everybody couldn't get on the same page, so we're going to watch it together in Charlotte. Excited about that. But I got a great special guest coming up, former safety Greg Blueeeeee. He had some crazy hits back when he played from Georgia from 2001 to 2005. Also had a cup of coffee and played for, I believe it was Detroit Lions and Minnesota Vikings. So we have a great conversation. I'm going to go ahead and get my dog of the week out. We're 4-2 this year with picks. Picked Tennessee 2 weeks ago. They ended up winning outright with a great upset over Auburn. But this week, had a couple of them I was looking at, but I'm going to go with Texas A&M on the road, Texas A&M plus 2.5 at the Cowbells. Nick Fitzgerald's just been playing really bad recently, so I'm going to go with Jimbo Fisher, Texas A&M, plus 2.5 for Dog of the Week. And we have Greg Blueeeeee in a great conversation. We go over what he has previously playing in Jacksonville in the great Georgia-Florida series and his thoughts on Georgia-Florida coming up in the big matchup. Hope you guys enjoy.
But since they made that error right there because they let a lot of other guys, go through, they ruled a lot of guys eligible out that, that flaw right there. They allowed me to go in Georgia as a partial qualifier.
Right.
So it hurted me, but it didn't, they gave me a second chance. I just couldn't play my first year.
Okay, gotcha. And what do you think about Georgia so far this year? I know they're coming off a bad loss to LSU. What do you think they need to do, maybe change a little different and against the Gators? And I want to get, of course, everybody's popular question is, would you play Justin Fields more? What you think about Fromm? Just want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think the playmakers got to step up at the big games. Games like LSU, Florida, Alabama, that's when your playmakers, the guys, your 5-star guys, they gotta come alive and make plays during them games right there. Those not the games for your what I want to call them, I can't think of the name I'm trying to call them, but your playmakers definitely got to step up.
Right.
Your role players, how about that? Role players, this a game for big time players right here. Got to make the big time plays.
Right.
These type of games.
Yeah, I feel like definitely maybe don't start Fields because he's still a true freshman, but maybe use him in some more packages and use him a little more if Fromm struggles. And I think they need to run the ball more. You got Holyfield. I think he averages 7.5 yards a carry, leads SEC. You need to use him more. You only used him, I think, 7 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown against LSU. They kind of abandoned the run. And then I think they need to try to pick their core wide receivers instead of playing 4 or 5. Maybe pick their go-to guys like Terry Godwin or Ridley, maybe Hardman. Maybe go to them a little more.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of things what we think they should do.
Oh yeah.
But at the end of the day, you got to go with Fromm. But I feel like Justin Fields does add another dimension to your offense.
Right.
Because he's a runner and a thrower, and that's one thing defense don't want to see, a running quarterback who can throw the ball.
Right.
So I think you should play both of them, in my opinion. But I'm not the coach there. So, but in my opinion, that's what I would think. I'd be scared of Justin Fields more than I'd be scared of Fromm if I was a defense coordinator.
Oh yeah, I think he opens up the run a whole lot more because he's got that.
Exactly, and you just can't run into coverage facing the guy because he can run the ball. So you got to account for him now. He's like another, back.
Right, I agree. And I know you played safety. What do you think about Richard LeCount and the quarterbacks this year? I know you got DeAndre Baker's a shutdown quarter. He's been great. And I know Tyson Campbell, he's kind of taking his lumps over there. What do you think about the secondary for Georgia this year?
We old in a couple spots. I think you said Baker's old. You know what Baker's gonna do.
Oh yeah,
He's a shutdown corner. He just gotta stay doing what he do. What's 20 name? I like him a lot.
I
He
think he's
just gotta,
JJ Reed. I think.
yeah, read. I like him a lot. Just make the plays that he been making. Trust himself, and the young guys go grow game by game. And that you got freshmen and redshirt freshmen out there. They go take their beat downs at times, but eventually they'll grow into that man out there.
All right. And what do you think? What do you see the weaknesses on Georgia this year? I know defensive line a little banged up, and then to me the inside linebackers been a little weak this year, like Taylor and to me Natrez Patrick. I think he's still recovering from that shoulder injury, but yeah, I know they're definitely missing Roquan this year. What's your thoughts on the rest of the
I
defensive line?
think probably our weakness. I don't think we have a weakness talent wise. Probably we got a weakness experience wise. We got a. I think last year we had a lot of seniors on the defense. This year now you got some new guys get more reps than probably used to giving, and that'll change the defense right there when you got a bunch of new guys out there. They just got to grow fast. But I don't think talent wise, I think we can play with anybody in the country. I think the experience wise could hurt us at times.
Yeah, definitely agree. Yeah, and I guess looking ahead, if we did match up with Alabama, I know they're looking invincible this year, and with Tua, coming from a defensive minded person on the defense side of the ball, what do you think Georgia would need to do to even have a chance or match up against Alabama in the SEC championship game?
Well, you got to hit them you got to hit the quarterback in the mouth.
Right.
You got to make them flinch.
Right.
I think that's the great equalizer in football when hit somebody in their mouth, and I think that's what you got to do with a quarterback like him. He ain't been touched this year. He just sitting back there 6 seconds, 7 seconds, and do what he want to do. So I think if you really want to see what type of quarterback he is, you got to send some, see can he take a couple of hits in his chin.
Right. Yeah, I agree, and I know he's got kind of the bum knee, so I hope we get a chance to make it there. But I know we got Florida first, and then Kentucky's going to be tough. So
Yep.
Also, I know you were a Rick guy, and you were recruited by him. Obviously, wanted to see what have you seen the difference maybe in Kirby Smart's era regime coming in and getting like a number 3 recruiting class and number 1. What do you think maybe Kirby's doing that maybe Rick kind of lagged in? I know Rick ran a really clean program, and I know he had a lot of suspensions, but he's a good disciplinarian and great guy. But he was kind of always known as maybe the good coach, but kind of Kirby's gotten him to the next level, playing for the national title last year.
Yeah, I think I think Kirby got the resources to really build a program. I think that's a big difference. That's a different a clear difference right there. He has the resources. I think they open it up for him. Hey, if this what to see what it takes to win a championship. I think that's a big difference right there. And plus, he's winning the state of Georgia in recruiting. I think some years we failed at winning the state, getting the best guys out of our state, and I think we're doing it now, winning most of the best guys out of state. So I think we continue to do that. I think we'll have good teams there at Georgia.
Yeah, I know Georgia's such a big state and it's a fertile state with recruiting, and yeah, he's doing a really great job of locking down the borders, as they say, and he's getting a lot of out-of-state guys too that are highly recruited.
Yeah, you gotta take a couple of those guys too, but I think number one, you gotta win the state of Georgia. You gotta take whatever the best out of Georgia. You gotta make sure they're coming to UGA instead of going to other schools like a lot of kids have. Right. We don't have Heisman Trophy winners at other schools, which hopefully that won't happen again. If you're the best player in the state, you probably need to. Hopefully, you'll be coming to Georgia.
Yeah, I always thought we whiffed on Deshaun Watson. I know he's with Houston Texans. I always thought that was a whiff. I think we had forgot the guy a couple of years ago. He didn't pan out, but yeah.
You got a couple guys. You got Cam Newton. You got Deshaun Watson. It's
Oh yeah.
more guys. I'm trying to think of the linebacker up out of Ohio State a couple years ago.
All right.
It's a lot. Reuben Foster, if you want to say that. But
Yeah, I thought we
you
had
know,
him for sure. Yeah.
yeah, it happens. It happens, but you definitely want to win those. Win those guys right there. They was different makers, and it clearly showed because they won national championships.
Oh yeah.
So, and they was a part of. They was on. Once they won, they was sitting on the podium, up there at top of the podium. So you definitely want to win at those guys, and you can't fault nobody at losing those quarterbacks. Just the who you like best run the offense, really.
Yeah, it was Bryce Ramsey. I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah.
That's the one. I think they ended up kind of getting him early and then kind of eased off on Deshaun Watson, which didn't. Might want to put that on Bobo and Rick.
Yeah, it happens. Hey, I don't think no coach perfect on deciding, who the best quarterback is. Just think, look how many years. Alabama. Look at LSU. They haven't had a quarterback in years.
Right.
No Tebow.
Exactly.
So, it's hit and miss. It say 5 stars, but it's hit and miss.
Oh yeah,
You think you got something special, then it turns out to be a dud, and it happens. You just gotta, trust in what you recruit, trust your eyes, and hopefully find some guys that who can evaluate real good.
Right. Are you following the 2019 recruiting class for Georgia at all, or?
Not really. I really don't have time. I really don't have time. I just try to catch it, late in when I have some free time. But it's hard. Lately I've been able to watch a couple of games because it started different times than my game, so I was able to catch up with a couple of games, whatever. So it's hard. It's long days where I'm at too, so it's hard to just watch them all the time.
Oh yeah, I know you got your family and everything.
Yeah, family, 4 kids and a wife at home, so
yeah,
it's
you're
hard.
busy.
Yeah, it's hard.
I didn't know if you heard about the Jaden Hazelwood, 5-star wide receiver. He decommitted a couple of weeks ago, and I think that was kind of a shocker, but he's kind of opening it up, so hopefully we can get him back. I know I think he's looking at Miami, maybe Oklahoma or Auburn, but sounds like he's wide open looking at everything. I think he wants to see Justin Fields throw it. He said that was his boy, and I think they hadn't been throwing it around enough. I know he said he wants to block downfield, but I think he wants to be kind of like the go-to guy, kind of like AJ Green. He said, and he looks real good on film.
Well, guess what? If they don't, you can't force them to come. If they want to, what's the receiver just came back to Georgia? He made that decision too. To go to California. Then look where he at now. He back home. So,
Right.
But at the end of the day, if they want to leave, and they don't want to be a part of the program. They need to just go on, and you find somebody else.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. If they don't want to be a bulldog, let them go be, what they want to be, and we just got to find another receiver. I know it's more than one real good receiver in this next year's class. You got to find the next best.
Yeah, I know they got Dominique Blaylock. He's all dog, and he's a 5-star. So I think a lot of people they're excited about him. So you got one coming in.
Yeah, but you definitely stay recruiting the kid if it's still open. It's still open, but if you don't want to be a dog, what can you do? You gotta
Exactly.
You gotta go find the next guy. You gotta keep on recruiting because it happens, and that's part of recruit. You gotta keep recruiting them till they sign them papers because sometimes they'll flip on you.
Oh yeah. And I know you played for a little while for Detroit and Minnesota. How's the experience playing in the NFL? You got any stories about that?
It was, it was fun. It was a great experience. It's definitely fun when you're playing in the game. I think I felt that part right there. I didn't. I don't think I did the things off the field to stand there long and be the best. I just, I don't know what you say. I wasn't humbled or I didn't work hard enough to be the best at that level. And, I stayed hurt, and injuries got me off the field. So, and that's why I share with my kids today who I coach, who think about the NFL and just tell them, man, it's 365. You gotta prepare and take care of your body 365 days a year. That's I didn't do. I didn't appreciate it. So guess what? I didn't deserve to play.
All right. And how was the transition maybe from college to the pros? What was it, more kind of corporate where you had to go to more film room and kind of keep your nose clean compared to college? Or what did you see the big difference?
Well, that transition was easy to me because we ran the NFL system. So I got drafted to teams that ran the same system. You just got to learn different terminology. And plus, you're playing in the SEC, you're playing against
Best of the best, right?
NFL caliber players. So the speed difference wasn't crazy. And the way I played, I think the violence I played with, guys would go respect that anywhere you go. So I thought that was the easiest transition for me going there. I was smart, understanding plays and adjustments, and I was smart on that end right there. The hardest part was coming to college. That's the hardest transition to me. It took me about 2.5 years to learn that playbook. You go from 2 pages in high school to 500 pages in terminology, and you like, what is he saying? What does he mean? Plus, I had a old group in college. I came into Georgia, and there was a bunch of old dogs there. So, Coach Martinez, he was going fast. He got a bunch of old group in there. So, that playbook, he wasn't teaching crayons and finger paints.
I got you.
He was going fast because he got a old bunch in there. They understood what's going on, so he kept on rocking and rolling.
Right.
Had to learn on the go.
Oh yeah, had to wing it, right?
Yeah.
And I know you played a little bit. I believe it was in Toronto. How was the experience, maybe going from college to NFL back to Toronto? And any good stories on that? Or
I tell you that, you better be in shape going to Canada.
It's cold, right?
Well, it's cold. The weather. The weather, down south kids, we don't like the cold, but guess what? If they go pay you money to play football, you go play in it. But I tell you that, you better be in shape, man. It's a different type of running up there, man. It's a different type of running up there. You have, man, it's something different. I remember the first day I got out there, man, and we did training camp. I was like, after that first practice, I ain't know this was for me again. I ain't know what was going on. Like, I ain't never ran in a practice so much I did. That first day, I was in shape after one practice. That's how much running we did.
Was it a lot of gassers or running?
No, it wasn't even conditioning. It just running around on defense. The longer field, wider field. Receivers can run all over the place, and you gotta chase them. Man, they had me like a nickel cornerback type of deal. Man, I'm like this. I didn't come up here to play the DB. I came up here to play linebacker, so I thought they had me in the wrong spot when I first got up there, and it ain't nothing but running. Plus, you're only playing with 3 downs. You got to play all special teams, so you got to be ready to go up there.
All right, that's interesting. And I've watched some of their games before. I think the last one I watched was I was eating out watching TV, and it was the one where Johnny Manziel was playing for one of the teams. He threw like 4 picks. Are the rules the same, or is it like an extended end zone or something? Is everything basically the same?
The end zone is definitely it's probably about, I want to say probably about 8 to 10 yards bigger than the NFL. So,
right.
NFL, that route goes shut down. You can't do too many vertical routes in the end zone because there's not a lot of space. But in Canada, it's I think it might be 10 more yards back there behind the goalposts that the receivers can run. So you're playing almost 15 to 20 more yards, 20 yards back there, man. It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
And I know you played during DJ Shockley and David Green, and I know it was always looked at as DJ Shockley, is he going to stay or wanting to transfer? What do you think it was that maybe Georgia needs to do to keep, Fields and Jake Fromm happy so they'll maybe stay their tenure at Georgia? What do you think was special about, Shockley staying all 4 years of Green? And he was able to win an SEC championship, so it was all good in the long run.
I think the brotherhood we had there, I think we was real close as brothers on those teams, and I think that's probably the only reason he probably stayed right there. He didn't want to leave us and want to finish, but it's different now. I don't think it's not the same loyalty no more. You see it happening all over, man. If kids not getting their shot done, they're going somewhere else.
So what do you think Kirby needs to do to maybe make Fromm and Fields happy? Just try to get them as much playing time as they can without sacrificing the team, or?
Well, when Fields signed, I said to myself, "Oh, that's a tough one right there. You trying to take a guy's spot who just took a team to the next championship, couple plays from winning it, and the number one quarterback coming in. I was surprised he signed with Georgia.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. That's a hard spot to win, to beat out. But that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I don't know. I just don't know unless they just truly loyal to Georgia. That's on. Why I think that's on where they gonna stay. But I don't know if both of them will stay if they sharing time. I'm not sure. I think they both of them probably want to go to NFL, and they try to get as much film as they can. So I just don't know these days. These kids get up out of here quick on you. It's like you want to love them, but you can't fall in love with them.
Right.
Because that's how it is today.
Sounds like a girlfriend, right? Just kind of like them, don't marry them. Just like them, right? Just love them.
Yeah, it's kind of like a girlfriend when you're 18, 17, 18 years old.
Right. Yeah, I think Fields knew something because at the time I think when he signed they still had Eason on the team, but I think I'm sure Kirby and staff was probably selling. He's looking at transferring, so he basically had 3, 4, and 5 stars all on the team at once. But I think Fields they let him know he had a chance to be the man.
Yeah. I don't think there was a lot of pressure on him. Eason senior, about to be a senior.
Right.
So 1 year sitting behind now. Once Eason gone, now you got the whole program to yourself. But Georgia pulled the trigger quick on that. But I think this new situation. It's a tough one. It's a tough one because now you're talking about the number one quarterback. He's just a freshman. Your starter's a sophomore. So I'm thinking both of them want to play a lot. So I'm not sure, man. I hope both of them stay, but at the end of the day, they got to do the best, for them.
Yeah. I know the Alabama thing. They got lucky with having Jalen Hurts stay. I guess Saban handled that the right way, but I got a feeling with Tua, it might be hard for him to stay to make it the whole 12 games just because he keeps taking shots. I think you're going to see Hurts again in some kind of capacity.
You could, but them Hawaiians, they tough now. They can
Samoans, right?
Yeah, they're Samoans. They can play through a lot, man. They can play through a lot of pain. They can play through a lot. Okay. I think if you playing in a real tough game, he may not come out.
Yeah. I want to see what they do against. I think LSU is the only one left on the schedule that'll give them any kind of game. But I think it's going to be a night game in Baton Rouge.
Ooh, yeah.
It's going to be I think an 8:00 game. That's CBS. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a different environment. You playing LSU down there at night, man. It's a tough environment to win. You may be better than them, but that's when they step it up. They step it up at the night games out there in Baton Rouge.
Well, I talked to got an interview a couple weeks ago. Sean Bailey, real nice guy, but he told me that was the loudest he'd ever been in the 2003 game. I forgot that you actually played in that. How was that environment on the road?
I didn't actually get to play in it. I was hurt that year. I think I got hurt the last day of training camp. I would have been starting that game, but I got hurt the last day in training camp and probably the last 5 minutes of that practice. And I was out like the first 6 games that year. But I wish I would have played in them. I think that would have been a wonderful opportunity, wonderful experience, something you can remember for the rest of your life. But I went to the game and I experienced that part of it as a fan, and it was on Jacksonville level.
Right.
Probably a little bit worse because the fans, man, their fans don't play around out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say is maybe the loudest game you played in, if you can remember, like the most crazy just environment? You're like, man, this is lit, or this is crazy.
You know what? Usually the loudest games are the ones when you got the two ranked teams, two top 10 teams playing at night. I
Right.
know I don't heard Athens get real loud when I remember we played Clemson at night my first year, man. It was real loud, that game right there. And usually when we play the night game,
Right.
I know Auburn's loud, Tuscaloosa loud, Clemson's definitely loud.
Right.
It's gonna be jumping.
Oh, yeah. How about the Georgia game and some of the SEC championship games? They get a little crazy. They get loud in there. I guess y'all there twice, right?
Yeah, the SEC championships get loud. They get loud. It's different, but it gets loud.
All right.
You know, they was home. They was kind of sort of home games for us, but it gets loud, man. It's those fans are energized doing that game right there.
All right.
Especially when you got a shot for that next championship like last year. You know, I didn't go to the game, but I can just tell it was rocking and rolling up in there when Georgia was beating Auburn, knowing they had a shot in the playoffs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I heard the place blew off when DeAndre Swift broke that long touchdown. I think that was a dagger. I think he got a little crazy.
Yeah, I can just imagine that right there, how crazy it went right there. Finally, you get a shot, you know, the play for, opportunity to play for that championship. It's not the national championship game, but you got your shot. You in there now.
Right. All right. Well, I was gonna get we'll close it up here soon. I know you're busy, but get a couple of picks from you on some of the games. Well, first off, cocktail party, Georgia, Florida. The spreads moved a little bit. It opened at the first of the week around 7.5 or 8. It's 6.5 right now, so it looks like the money's going on Florida. But I want to get your pick for the game. Give a score.
You already know Dogs all the way. I'm thinking score probably. I'm going 31-14.
Okay, you like them? You like them making a statement? I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go 27-20, just because I think maybe a late touchdown by Holyfield. I think it's gonna be a hard-fought game. I hope they give Felipe Franks a lot of problems. I know if you pressure him, he'll throw some picks, and I hope Fromm can step up and you see a little bit of Fields making a difference. But
yeah, I like Georgia this one right here, man. I don't think it's gonna be close this year.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, another one to look at was let's see. I think I had another one. Texas A&M at Mississippi State. Point spread was 2.5. I actually picked Texas A&M win this one, dog of the week as I call it. But I want to get your thoughts on that. I know that's a hard place to play at. I call it out the cowbells.
Yeah,
Texas A&M with Jimbo.
Yeah. Texas A&M. They playing Mississippi State.
Right at Mississippi State. It's like 2.5 point spread.
Yeah, Mississippi State lost last week, didn't they? Let's see. Oh.
Yeah, LSU beat them in the ugly game, like 19-3. That Fitzgerald kid threw like 4 picks.
Yeah, I think this is probably a closer game. I don't think either team got an LSU defense, so I'm thinking around by 21-24 game or 17-20 game, 17-21 around that area right there.
Okay, so you're gonna pick Texas A&M?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Texas A&M. I'm gonna go with Texas A&M this game.
Okay, I got you. I agree with that one. And then one of the other ones is Kentucky at Missouri. Missouri's actually favored by 7, even though Kentucky's ranked number 12. Kentucky's only loss was yeah.
Did they win last week?
Yeah, they beat Vanderbilt 14-7. It was kind of ugly, but yeah, Kentucky's only loss was against Texas A&M, but that was on the road. So I don't know why. I guess Missouri favored by 7 at home. They're 4-3. I think the spread's kind of weird, but I mean maybe Vegas knows something. But it's Missouri favored by 7.
Well, I'll tell you this: if I had to bet on the game and put money on the game, I'm definitely not betting with Kentucky.
Right.
So.
Okay, I got
you. No way. I know they're having a good year. I just, I still don't trust it.
All right. And then if you had to pick, I know the playoff selections are coming up. Who you think is going to be the four, maybe make it in the playoffs this year if you had to pick?
Well, I think probably Alabama.
Right.
Let's see who else. Clemson. I don't see nobody really beating Clemson over there this year.
Right.
Ooh, I think if UCF win out, I think they may give them a shot in there.
Okay, got your dark horse. All right, I like it.
I think they will give them a shot. It was too much controversy last year. If they win out, I think they'll give them a shot.
Okay.
Especially with a lot of the one-loss teams right here. I think Georgia falls right in there at 3.
All right, I like it. But I think Ohio State really hurt themselves last week, and I also think Michigan might get them this year. But the one that's got the clear path with no conference, and I don't like them. I think Notre Dame gets in there.
Oh, I forgot about Notre Dame. You're right. Who all Notre Dame got left?
I think the only one is like this week they got. I think it's Florida State this week, which they're terrible. And then I think they're talking about at USC, maybe their last game. But other than that, it's no ranked teams. So they kind of got it easy, and no conference championship too. So.
Well, they got to be careful.
Oh yeah.
Because one loss can hurt them.
Oh yeah.
One loss can hurt them, man. USC, they may not be the old USC, but they still got some guys over there.
Oh yeah, I think it's on the road too, so you know how it is being in. You got to travel cross country and everything.
What's the other school they play? USC and who?
Let's see.
You just had said I forgot the name of other school you said, but
I think Florida State.
You said Florida State, and same with Florida State. Now they not. You never know. They may get on a roll.
I'm sorry, Clemson's got Florida State this week. Who's Notre Dame got? Oh, yeah, Notre Dame's got Navy this week, but they're like 2-5. But I don't know unless they got in trouble with the triple option.
Yeah, I doubt Navy's gonna beat Notre Dame.
Yeah, but so here's it's Navy, and then they got to play at Northwestern. Northwestern's decent, 4-3, and then they got FSU. They got Syracuse, which Syracuse is pretty good, 5-2, and then they're at USC. So not a cakewalk, but you never know.
Yeah, I'm thinking, man, them last 3 may be tough, man.
Yeah.
That may be tough for them last 3.
Yeah.
And they've been playing good, but they haven't been playing that great now. They've been playing some close games.
I know Pittsburgh scared them. They only beat them 19-14.
Yeah, exactly. So you may get a motivated Florida State.
Oh yeah.
Motivated Florida State, motivated USC.
Yeah. And I know you played with a bunch of guys that made it in the league. Do you keep up with anybody still from the 2001, 2005 team, or like Terrell Davis?
I definitely keep up with Thomas Davis. That's one of my close friends right there.
I live here in Charlotte, so I've seen him. I see him all the time. I go to the games, so yeah. See him.
Okay, yeah, I definitely keep up with him. I try to. It's so hard to keep. I try my best. I try my best to keep up with guys as much as possible. He's probably about the only NFL guy I keep up with. I let them guys do their thing, and once they done, they know we still brothers. We still love each other. Once we talk, it's just like we never stop talking. So, but I know everybody's busy. Everybody's going a certain type of direction. So we just. We usually see each other at some type of event. Like we had a wedding a couple of weeks ago, and I saw a bunch of dogs there. So we usually catch up at events right there.
Okay, that's awesome. When's the last Georgia game you made it to?
Ooh, it's been a minute. It's been some years.
Okay.
Let me see. It's been a couple of years. When I was living in Kentucky, I actually made a couple games out there in Kentucky because I wasn't far from Lexington. So it's probably been around about 5 years, probably.
Okay.
About 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time tonight. I know you're busy, but I know Reinhardt's 6-1. Who you guys got this week?
We had a school, Pikeville, out of Kentucky. One of our rival schools. They stay in our state recruiting, so. It'll be a good game right here. They got some Georgia guys on there. Those guys will be excited, and it's definitely both of us undefeated in the conference right now. So it's like a mini conference championship game right now. So
Okay.
whoever win this game, they'll be in the number one spot in the conference for the championship.
Okay. And how many games is it? 12 games or how many games scheduled you guys
Well,
got?
usually we play like 11, but this year we're only playing 10 games. Then you got playoffs.
Okay.
If you make it to the playoffs, but usually you can get up to 12 game regular season.
Okay. Awesome. Well, hey, good luck with the rest of your season, and might try to look at the score this weekend. Are you gonna be able to watch the Georgia game, or what time's your game?
Our game at 1:30. I'll probably catch after half, probably third,
Okay.
middle third.
Okay. Good deal. All right. Well, I appreciate it, Greg, and go Dogs, and good luck with you and the rest of your season.
Thank you, and go Dogs.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.